Okay, so time for some business. Here is Emmanuel Abwajiri, who's bearing some bad news for me, and I'm sure a lot more Ghanaian inside.
Well, not necessarily bad
no,
news.
It is bad news,
maybe
really.
for a positive reason,
No,
we should shut down the FPSO. You're thinking about...
Last night, I went home to no lights. So if you're talking to me about this FPSO Kwame Nkrumah shutting down
for 2 weeks,
temporarily shutting down anyway, yes. I still think it's
let's hope Nigeria, gives them. We get some gas from the West Africa gas pipeline as well.
We owe a lot of money. We've still not paid. This morning I was checking the figures. I think it's about $250 million or so. We are yet to pay.
That's outrageous. Well, let's hope it doesn't really result in something.
But is it likely to have any impact whatsoever on the light I enjoy when I go home?
Obviously, I mean, if gas is not coming from the Jubilee field to Ghana Gas, what will Ghana Gas to get, or what gas will Ghana Gas get to give VRA, to give us light? So let's hope there are alternative measures.
In summing everything up, it's likely we might be edging towards doom so once more.
Well, I really want to stick my neck out on that because I'm not the Minister of Power. I don't know the arrangements that have been made.
Okay, give us the details then.
Yes. All right, so time now for business. The meeting between government and the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Guta, yesterday to resolve the 3-day strike ended inconclusively. The traders are on strike to protest government's new taxes, which they say are crippling their businesses. Deputy Trade Minister Murtala Mohammed tells Joy Business Kuku Aban both parties, however, resolved to accept some conditions and that government is working to meet the demands of the traders.
We have an outstanding working relationship with all the, the associations and unions and Guta and others involved. We have met. A lot of demands were made, a lot of concerns were expressed, justified as those concerns, are. We have all agreed, on certain principles. And the principles are that, one, the 3%, the VAT that a lot of them were paying was 3%. Now there was an increase to it by 17.5%. And they felt that it was retrospective, more or less, that people purchased or bought certain items at the rate of expecting to pay at the 3%. And now they are supposed to file returns, and they are filing at 17.5%. They think that it shouldn't be fair. If indeed they knew about this 17.5%, that would have been a different thing. So they think that it should step down so that pending other discussions. But those who are filing now should not file at the 17.5%. So if government could do something about it. The other issue has to do with the tax stamp, which they pay, and they think that the tax stamp is inimical, to their businesses. So if government could look at it, possibly step it down, and then we can have further discussions and deliberations to see the way forward. They have also agreed to call off the nationwide strike. That is the strike that they intended to embark on the entire nationwide. That they have, in fact, there's also another 1%, which they said that CCTV, we can look at it, possibly if they can take it off, and we would have some discussions further.
Meanwhile, some small businesses in the Accra Central Business District are taking advantage of the strike by wholesale shop owners. Joy Business checks indicate that the tabletop traders are recording a boom in sales.
It's day 2 since the Joint Consultative Forum began their strike yesterday, and we're here to ascertain the situation, whether or not their shops are opened. And as you can see, what they call the tabletop traders are taking advantage of the situation. It's 11 Tuesday morning and all shops remain closed here at Okanshi. The strike, which began yesterday, saw most of the shops at the business district and also Okan Spare Parts Hub closed. The exercise continued today and due to end tomorrow for the leadership to meet to consider the next line of action on Thursday. The wholesale traders insist their shops will remain closed until government addresses their concerns and disagree they are the losers if the strike persists.
No, government is losing because we make the government who he is. If we don't pay tax or when we don't buy and sell and pay tariff, where does government get money to do all he wants to do? All right. So even the drivers pay, they also do pay tax. When we don't sell, nobody takes the cars. Nobody takes the cars. And where does he get money to do road welding?
Let's say losing, it's not that much for us because we are united and we are facing something. We want to achieve something. In terms of we don't send any money to the bank, how will the people survive as well? Especially pay the tax. How can you get your tax? So we just need the government to just reduce it a while, just something, so that we can survive with it. And then if the next budget, the other one can be implemented, that's fine.
Tabletop traders here are, however, taking advantage of the situation. They have increased their prices, and Auntie Ama is worried about this.
Price na wasoro say source of one bani for na mi dama eni cost 20
So bibi say return 13. But
it
15. But the tabletop traders will defend their actions.
Yes, because all the shops have closed and people have traveled far and near to come and buy, and they pay transport to come here. So if they don't get anything, they will go back empty-handed. So I have also taken advantage of it and selling.
store be ambienti ye to ade kakra fine and no more ambienti no na market ni fine na de mba mi ko fa ambienti afa na me hwe de be koso
Inta ya the sell market shop no man.
Bi o enya mi de na se ne aba no enti
Also take advantage. It appears the situation is unlikely to change until government meets the demands of the traders, including the reduction in taxes and the utility tariffs.
And finally, in business, the vessel that is used to store and process crude oil from the Jubilee field, also known as the FPSO Kwame Nkrumah, is expected to be shut down in 2 weeks' time, according to the lead operator of the field, Talo. The shutdown will last for about 14 days. The following report has more.
According to Talo, the shutdown is very critical to ensure that the reliability and integrity of the FPSO is not compromised. Talo adds that as a result of the shutdown, there would not be any production of crude oil on the Jubilee from Sunday, March 20 to April 2. Managing Director of Talo, Charles Darko, in the statement also maintained that the move has also been influenced by their commitment to international operating standards to ensure that the FPSO operates safely. According to Talo, the shutdown would not have any impact on the projected average production of crude oil, which analysts are putting at over 100,000 barrels a day. Analysts are, however, worried that the shutdown could have serious implications for daily production of crude oil, payment of taxes to government, and even the natural gas supplied to the Atwabo gas processing plant for power generation.
And that's all in business for now. Thanks for your attention, and do join me again at midday for more news updates. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji Wiafe.